Welcome to CBTSport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CBTSport.net Game of the Week.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to U-32 High School as we have girls varsity basketball on this Thursday night, just a few days before Christmas. And, well, if you were hoping for good basketball, you picked the right thing, because tonight we have the U-32 Raiders and the Mount Abraham Union Eagles. I'm Noah McLean, sitting courtside, and alongside me tonight a very special guest, Charlie Haynes, joins us here. Charlie, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm looking forward to an exciting Vermont girls high school basketball game tonight.
Well, amen to that. For those of you who don't know, Charlie Haynes played basketball here, played football here, played baseball here. He really does it all, a diverse package. Now attends Cornell University, studies, animal science?
Yes,
so,
animal science.
So there you go. And how's that going for you, Chuck?
It's going good, yeah. Good first semester. Glad to be back. Watch some good basketball now.
Well, there you go. So tonight, the Mount Abraham Eagles and the U-32 Raiders face off. Of course, Mount Abe is last year's Girls Division II state champions. And let me tell you something, Charlie, these Eagles are very talented still. They bring back a lot of talent on their roster. And you know what? U-32 does as well. Let's talk a little bit about U-32. I want to start with Clara Wilson. A sophomore, just a sophomore, but very good. She has that point guard mentality, but she can also shoot the basketball very well. She's got a nose to drive it, and she does everything very fundamentally. In the middle, on kind of the flip side of things, Kara Richardson, a tall body inside for the Raiders. She's physical. She shoots it well from the free throw line, and she will get to the free throw line a lot. She loves to make other teams earn it inside the paint, and a balance. And then another player, really, Natalie Beauregard. She's followed in both of her sisters' footsteps, really, Zoe and Elena before her. And now we are seeing Natalie come in and do wonderful things for this U-32 Raiders squad. And I think we're in for a great matchup tonight, Chuck.
I couldn't agree with you more, Noah. I think U-32 is looking to make a statement win tonight over the reigning state championship, so it should be fun to watch.
You're absolutely right. A statement win it would be if these U-32 Raiders could come in and get a win tonight. And, one thing that I'm just happy about is the fact that we are back and we are in person. And I know that it's been a little while, but I still like to say it because, you and I both know we saw the heart of seasons getting Torn apart, yes, thank you. There's really no way to describe it in words, but regardless, the fans are out here in numbers, and it's wonderful to see everyone not having to wear a mask, and just it's wonderful, really. And we have a couple of decent officials down there, I would say, 2 seasoned veterans. And for those of you listening at home, I'm very close with both, so don't take that seriously. Don't call them anything. But we are just a few minutes away, about 1 minute, and we will run through a variety of things here. Let's take a quick look on the flip side of Mount Abe. Lucy Parker, a senior captain. She's a guard. She is very aggressive. She'll take you off the dribble, but look out, she can also shoot it from the outside. She's what they call a triple threat player, and when I tell you, she is very, very hungry and just has that hard-nosed IQ for basketball. That is exactly what she brings to this game. And also, a guard with her and a senior captain as well, Maya Jensen, another player that the Eagles will certainly be leaning on tonight in this one. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight, and we will start on the flip side, the visiting Mount Abraham Eagles. And starting things off, it's a senior wearing number 3, Lucy Parker. Wearing number 5, a senior guard, Maya Jensen. Wearing number 14, a senior guard, Madison Guile. And wearing number 20, a sophomore, Mackenzie Griner. And also for the Eagles, a freshman, or rather a senior forward, Peyton Vincent. Wearing number 34, the head coach, Corinne Casino. Assistants, Bonnie Heizenga and Carly Jipner. And that is your your starting lineups for the Mount Abraham Eagles. And on the other side for your U-32 Raiders, here is the starting 5. Wearing number 1, a sophomore, Clara Wilson. Wearing number 10, a junior, Natalie Beauregard. Wearing number 12, a junior, Yvette Petrella. Wearing number 23, a senior, Carolyn Flynn. And rounding out the starting lineups for the U-32 Raiders, a senior forward, wearing number 25, Kara Richardson. The head coach is Danielle LaPearl, and Nashanda McGee Brauman is the assistant for the Raiders. And we will just wait a few moments here. But Chuck, obviously tonight is about keeping your head if you're the U-32 Raiders, and if Mount Abe were to get out on a big run, it's a matter of making sure that you stay composed. And obviously, you being a multi-sport athlete, talk a little bit about what U-32 should go into with this game plan tonight.
Yeah, I think they need to go in and just play sound basketball. They need to not allow Mount Anthony to get any of those big runs and get ahead. Mount Abe. And they just need to focus on scoring points and getting stops. That's what wins the game at the end of the day.
Well, simple as that. That is absolutely right, Charlie. And we are just a few moments away from the national anthem, and you can hear the last name getting called here. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back after our national anthem in just a few moments on the CBTSport.net network. Welcome back, everyone, here to U-32 High School as we have an exciting matchup, the U-32 Raiders against the Mount Abraham Eagles. Noah McLean and Charlie Haynes sitting courtside rocking with you tonight. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in on this Thursday evening as we are just seconds away from the jump ball. And I tell you what, it's nice to be home back from school. I'm sure Charlie can attest to that as well. But it's also great to see some good old high school basketball. I know I miss playing it, and I sure as heck miss watching it too. How about you, Chuck?
It's great to be in the gym, feel the energy of the student section, and certainly makes me miss playing.
I know you miss being in that student section there, Charlie.
That as well. But excited to watch a great game tonight.
Well, there you have it, as both teams have sent their starting 5 onto the court. Kara Richardson will jump it up against Mackenzie Griner. Of course, U-32 in their home white, the Eagles in their maroon. Tipped away, and Natalie Beauregard had it for a moment, but quickly stolen away by the captain, Maya Jensen. Here come the Eagles. Wide open look to start this one. A little too long. Offensive rebound, though. This one tipped away. Finally corralling it is Guile. She's going to run the ship for the time being. Dishes it off to Vincent. Peyton Vincent on the far side now finds Jensen. Back up top, it's Vincent. Swing over to Guile. Some quick ball movement here by the Eagles. There's that off-ball screen. Coming back up top to get it is Guile. 3-ball on the way and buries it. Hello, Maya Jensen. Starts it off with a 3-ball. And the senior captain says, hey, I'll start this game off. A full court pass up ahead. Beauregard looking underneath for Flynn, and it's knocked out of bounds by Griner. And these Eagles certainly look very aggressive right out of the gate, Charlie.
Yes, and I think U-32 had a few defensive miscues on that first possession, so hopefully they'll get those worked out and move on well.
So it will be Petrella underneath her own hoop. Wilson now will finally get it, close to a 5-second call.
Ooh, what a
nice
backdoor cut.
Beautiful backdoor cut, no go on the floater. Beauregard back up, and she's fouled. And we talked about her pregame, but just hard-nosed basketball, smart basketball IQ. Natalie Beauregard goes up, gets her offensive rebound, and earns herself a trip to the charity stripe. Beauregard eyes it, shoots it, and that one a little bit off there.
Well, the first one missed. I think we'll be seeing her back to the line quite a bit tonight as she works hard in the paint to get rebounds and goes up strong through contact. Noah?
Something tells me that this will not be the only time we see her here tonight. Second shot on the way, and that one a little shooter's touch. And the Raiders are on the board for the first time tonight. Kudos to Natalie Beauregard. And that one was knocked out of bounds. Great defense there by Carolyn Flynn and Natalie Beauregard, the double team down low. I don't think the Eagles were expecting that, and that's a great stop if you're the Raiders. Thought about going there again as a long three-pointer there for Jensen, but hit the back rim and then hit that top wire, so out of bounds, Raiders basketball.
I'll be interested to see how U-32 handles this full court pressure early on.
Seemed to be handling it pretty well with the pass. Ball did not hit the floor once. Unfortunate turnover there, though. Richardson just lost it. So the Eagles will come down with it. Lucy Parker with the basketball now. Right-hand dribble, drives all the way inside. That's a nice little kiss off the glass there for Lucy Parker.
Quite a make under pressure.
And that's exactly why the first 5 points have come from the two senior captains. So good under pressure, so good in pretty much any circumstances. Raiders now with the basketball. Petrella dishes it off to Wilson. Wilson, floater won't go. Rebound, Beauregard. Back over to Flynn now. She's fouled, and she'll have a trip to the free throw line.
Once again, another Raider getting down and dirty under the hoop, working hard, and going to the line for two. I think that'll be the common theme tonight.
I think you're absolutely right, Charlie, as seems like U-32 is controlling the glass right now. They definitely need to make sure not only on the offensive but the defensive side as well. As first shot for Flynn is a little bit too long. Free throws are going to be critical. U-32 needs to take advantage of all the points they can here. And that one, she made it, but waved the basket off, a lane violation on U-32. And we will stay knotted at 5-1.
Free throws are definitely going to be a key. If those all four had been hit, it'd be a totally different game, be 5-4 right now, Noah.
Absolutely right. Ball inside, and a nice quick pass underneath. Finishing there was Peyton Vincent. 7-1 now. Raiders trailing early on. Wilson had it taken away. Look out. There's that full court press, really stirring up the Raiders' offensive set. Pump fake, drive inside, right hand off the glass. That's no good. And that goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by U-32. And you can hear the crowd reaction. They certainly didn't think so, at least from the U-32 side of things. As Vincent catch and shoot, she's fouled in the act. And Vincent will be headed to the line for 2 free ones. That's a well-designed play by the Eagles. Just that upward screen came right off it, did Vincent. Caught it in stride. And that one back rim, no good. Timeout called. We'll be back in just a few moments. The story 7-1, U-32 down to Mount Abe here on Thursday Night Basketball. Welcome back, everyone, as U-32 going to try a little ice the shooter tactic here. Missing the first one was Vincent, second one on the way. And that one, no question about it.
Let's see if they alter how they break this press up after the timeout.
And nearly taken away. Great hustle there by Wilson. And look out, it results in a wide open layup, and the shooters bounce right there for Kara Richardson. Makes it 8-3. Eagles on top. Ball swung over and out of Griner. Griner finds her teammate Guile in the corner. Right hand drive. Stop, pop. That's off the back. Gets her own rebound. Send it back where it came from. Kara Richardson. Great defense. Still not over yet, though, as another offensive rebound here for the Eagles. And this is what we were talking about, Charlie, with limiting those second and now third chance opportunities for Mount Abe. Drive inside, kiss off the glass. That was pretty. And who else would it be besides Maya Jensen?
Definitely need to limit those second and third opportunities. That's what will kill you in the long run, Noah.
Really will. We're seeing it firsthand right now. Petrella trying to break the full court press. Up ahead over to Flynn. Flynn tried to find Richardson inside. And I think, Charlie, they got so frantic that they forgot that they can slow things down once they get over there and set up an offense.
Yeah, they have plenty of time to stop and think once they get over half court. They just need to settle down, get in their stuff, and run it through.
So Mount Abe taking back over. Griner hands it up at the top of the key. Jensen with it now. Doesn't like her option, so delivers it back. Inside look, that's knocked away. Good hands inside. Beauregard takes it up the court. Right hand dribble. She's going to try to go coast to coast. No, she dishes it off. And jump ball called as Clara Wilson, and I'm trying to get a number. I believe that was Lucy Parker down there. We're tangled up.
Number 3, Willow Long, taps in for Caroline Flynn now for the Raiders.
Richardson, catch and shoot on that wing, and wow, that was smooth like summer butter. Kara Richardson, that little baseline jumper is right in her friggin' playbook. And that's an offensive foul.
Headed the other way. This could be a good momentum shift for the Raiders now on a big stop there and looking to do it twice. Go back and score. See what they can do here.
You're absolutely right, and this is where U-32 needs to just take advantage, slow things down, and run their sets. As you've seen already what happens when they do, as last touch by U-32, and just like that, Charlie, that we call that the broadcaster's jinx in full effect.
Once again, I think they just got a little too frantic there and tried to rush it, and that's what resulted in that turnover. So hopefully next possession they'll just slow it back down and run their stuff.
And the hoop, the harm, and the holler has a nice drive inside. Maya Jensen again adding to her totals. That's 7 for her already tonight. Substitution now in, as it looks like Vincent will take a seat, and checking in for her will be Louisa Painter. That one no good, but an offensive rebound. Jensen with a 3-ball, and she buries it.
Just goes to show giving that second chance opportunity can really kill you on that big 3 there.
Another great possession for the Eagles, as whistle and a foul here on the other end will blow it dead.
U-32 sets up a 4 across the baseline here. They enter it to Natalie Bogard in the post. Kara Richardson up and in for 2.
Great move there by Kara Richardson. And we'll see what she can do now. On the offensive side for the Eagles. 3-ball on the way to the freshly checked in Painter, and buries it.
Man, they really can shoot up and down their lineup, all hitting it from behind the arc.
And this is why they were the D2 champs last year. Great entry pass to Wilson, and back rim no good. Richardson with an offensive rebound. With a long, swings it to Petrella. Wilson now. Looking for an option, dishes it back up to Petrella. Long, tried to find the cutter, tipped away. Richardson almost got it back, but no luck there. (18-7) the story here, early going. 1:57 left in the first quarter. Drive inside, and 2 more. And my goodness, this is just a clinic here for Jensen. Dish inside as Richardson goes up strong. She's fouled. She'll be headed to the charity stripe. Right now, it's really just been all Maya Jensen. 12 points out of the team's 20.
It's fun watching a player like her shooting from behind the arc and finishing around the rim. Can do it all.
With the initials MJ, must give her a little boost there.
Certainly.
Second shot is up, and that one misses 2. So 0 for 2 from the line, and jump ball. This one will send it to Mount Abe.
Now I believe U-32 is 1 from 6 from the line now. I think they really got to work on getting those numbers up if they want to get themselves back into this game.
Certainly we would be a little bit closer if it was a better free throw shooting night. And driving inside, and a whistle and a foul will send once again Louisa Painter for an opportunity. She checked in just a few moments ago and already finds herself in the scoring column with 3 after that deep 3-pointer just a few minutes ago.
And it looks like Beauregard might be in a little foul trouble here early with 3 already before the end of the first. Have to keep an eye on that, Noah.
And wow, I did not notice that, and it's interesting that she was in there with 2 in the first.
Yeah, we see her sit now with 3. Have to imagine she might not come back out before the turn of the half.
I would probably bet that we will not see her again until second half action, and that's a big loss.
Yeah, that's a big loss for the Raiders, and I think that could definitely hurt them in the long run here. Not being able to have her out for the rest of the half, more than likely.
Absolutely. 21-7 the story, 126 Mount Abe on top of U-32. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Here's someone I think that we can watch in the next few years as freshman, Paige Parker, out here playing varsity as a freshman. I think she has a lot of potential over the next 4 years.
As Yvette Petrella, free throw line extended, knocks it down. And that's a big bucket there for the Raiders. But Charlie, I love your point there. The only freshman on this roster, and she comes into the game trying to make her presence known to put back for two. Painter adds to her totals.
That was a good job by Painter, coming in strong and cleaning it up and getting two for the Eagles.
And just when U-32 seems to get a little bit of momentum, Mount Abe just says, slam the door. Vincent. Or my apology, Jensen. And my goodness, make it 14 on the night. 33 seconds left to go. U-32 struggling to break this press. Three-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong for the freshman. As Paige Parker's first shot will not fall. And great steal underneath by Richardson on the defensive end for the Raiders.
With 15 seconds left here, I assume they'll set something up and run through a set.
Pass inside, knocked away. Pass was intended for Carolyn Flynn. So with 8.4, you got to wonder what the set will be here.
They do have a few seconds to work with.
As that one misses, and the first one too long, the second one a little too short for Paige Parker. Now hopefully she'll be able to find the sweet spot on the next one. But that will have to wait until the second quarter. For the time being, Mount Abe 25, U-32 9. Noel McLean, Charlie Haynes rocking with you. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to U-32 High School. Raiders taking on the Eagles of Mount Abraham. I'm Noel McLean alongside special guest Charlie Haynes. Once again, thank you, Charlie, for joining us. And Clara Wilson will start things off for the Raiders. 25-9 the story here at the start of the second quarter. And Yvette Petrella lost it, but it is going to last be touched by Mount Abe.
The Raiders definitely have some ground to make up, but I think they're more than capable of it. It'll be fun to watch them here in the second quarter.
So now on to the far side for Petrella. She's going to dribble up to the top of the key, swings it over to the freshman. Parker looking over. Wilson now with it. Cut back door, look out. Richardson puts it up. That's no good. And whistle and a foul against the Raiders. We'll see who that comes back with. That's against Kara Richardson. That's her first. And these Eagles have a diversity in the scoring column, but certainly most of those points belong to Maya Jensen. Very good start for her. 14 in the first quarter.
The senior captain is certainly showing up tonight and finding a way to score from all around the court.
Right now, Mount Abe into their front set. Skip pass into the left side. That one no good. A little too short there. as that was Morgan Bernard. Another offensive rebound, and this time U-32 will draw the contact.
And that will be 1-1 here. U-32 headed to the line.
And this is where free throw shooting becomes extremely critical, because if you want to keep yourself within striking distance of a team, especially when you're down early and you're already in the bonus with still over 6 minutes left, it's important to do it. A timeout will be called, but we'll keep it right here. We'll talk some more basketball. And again, 25-9, the story with 6:46 left to go. But Charlie, you know, obviously you've been in a lot of games. You've seen a lot of different things. When your team was down early in whatever it was, you know, what's your mindset and your message to the guys in the huddle?
I think the biggest thing is just limiting mistakes. Just need to limit the mistakes, because mistakes are what ends up killing you. A turnover, well, it turns into 2-3 points and starts adding up quick. I think you need to recognize it's still only the second quarter. There's a lot of game left. There's no one basket that's going to get you 16 points that's going to make up the difference. You have to score it through 1, 2s, and 3s, and it's a long game. You got a lot of time, so just limit the mistakes and play the long game.
Well, I think your point there, Charlie, of a long game and a lot of time is something that people often don't value as much and don't recognize the importance of that statement, because you play 4 quarters of basketball for a reason. And I think everyone has probably seen something more crazy than a 16-point comeback. I certainly know I have, as Richardson knocks down her first free throw.
Yeah, I certainly have seen much bigger comebacks than that, so it's certainly not over at all.
And Richardson misses on the back end, and a whistle and a foul against Petrella.
Apparently he thought he saw a little contact there.
Yep. Tough.
Oh, and it looks like U-32 will come up into a full court press. We'll see how this pans out for the Raiders.
And only 2 up and 4 coming back, and that almost seemed a little pointless there.
Yeah, I guess just
with 2 players in the front court. Who knows?
Yeah, just trying to give them a different look, I guess. But I'd say it was kind of unsuccessful. I'll be surprised if they come back out in that.
Rare miss for the Eagles. Second chance opportunity, though. And a third chance now, potentially, as Jensen runs that long rebound down.
Talking about mistakes, I think that's a mistake, letting up all those second and third chances once again. Going to need to limit those.
Finally coming away with a rebound for the Raiders after 4 chances for the Eagles was Kara Richardson. Petrella now. She'll dribble it up into the front court. Ayla Dyer, a freshly checked in U-32 Raider. Great pump fake. Clara Wilson just a little bit too strong, but look out. She's going to fight for it, and it looked like it was off the knee. Yes, it will be, of Mount Abe's Louisa Painter.
Great job by Wilson, going in after her own shot, getting in there, and getting the ball back for the Raiders.
See a lot of players, especially at this level, give up on their shot right there. Great example of exactly why you follow your shot no matter what. Freshman Paige Parker tried to find the passing lane, has it taken away. Nearly stolen back. Eagles still have possession though. And good hands by Kara Richardson. I tell you what, she's been all over the defensive end. And somebody's got to come back and help here. Petrella dishes it off. Richardson loves that baseline jumper.
In her wheelhouse.
It absolutely is. So you can hear the crowd start to get a little bit more excited here after that bucket. Here come the Eagles now. Painter thought about it, doesn't like it. Now pulls up. That one no good. Rebound Dyer. Here come the Raiders. Paige Parker with the basketball. She'll send it up. Now inside. And Richardson finishes for 2.
Nice little bucket off the glass there for Richardson. Brings the Raiders back within 11.
Richardson now has 8 for herself. The senior for the Raiders says, hey, you guys aren't getting away with one easy. There's a long three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound, no good. Richardson tips it to herself, and now she's off to the races. Dishes it off. Oh, look out. Hand in the passing lane, and we're playing ping pong with the basketball. Morgan Bernard, corner pass to Jensen. Jensen drives inside. That won't go. And an offensive rebound there. And finally finding the bottom of the net. A chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Peyton Vincent on the follow there. That was about the third opportunity there for the Eagles. And nobody wanted to hang on to that basketball there for a minute, Charlie.
Yeah, started to see a little momentum shift there coming out of the quarter. U-32 went on a little 5-0 run. Thought maybe the momentums were swinging, but this potential three-point play, it looks like, has neutralized that run.
So Vincent now 5 points on her night, make it 6.
Oh,
and Clara Wilson on the inbound pass stepped over the line. So turns it over underneath her own basket, and that's tough.
Unfortunate when you see that. Just two teammates trying to miscommunication.
Yep.
Was already out of bounds and passed it back in, and unfortunately it counted. So
3 ball on the way, no good, and probably her 7th rebound of the night, Kara Richardson.
Eating the offensive and defensive glass. Great
job by Parker to come to that one, but she has it taken away. And now the Eagles will come, and Bernard misses everything. So the Raiders will get the ball back. Substitution back in, starter Mackenzie Griner will return. Wilson struggling to find a pass off the hands of the freshman Parker. And once again, Charlie, the Raiders turning it over, not even getting it over half court. And you do not want to give these Eagles more opportunities, and the Raiders are just handing them.
You certainly do not. They capitalize on every opportunity they get.
Look inside now.
It appears U-32 has gone to his own defense now. See how this pans out.
Jumper right in the lane as freshly checked in Griner. That's 2 to her total.
Turnover. But U-32 gets it back under their own hoop.
Wilson looks to push the pace. Cross to the left. Now she'll pull up. That one's good. Clara Wilson.
Nice jumper from the elbow. Gives the Raiders 2.
Great job there by Clara Wilson as timeout is called by Mount Abe. So we'll take a short break, but when we come back, 30 Mount Abe, 16 for the Raiders here on the CVTsport.net network. Welcome back, everybody, as we are 2 minutes away from halftime. Well, I should say pretty much 3 minutes away from halftime, 2:55 on the clock. Noah McLean, Charlie Haynes rocking with you here for Thursday night girls basketball, Division II in Vermont. The story 30-16, Mount Abe over U-32 after the short break. Mount Abe really moving it around. Up top now to Piper Golomet. Golomet looking for an option. Swings it over to her teammate. That's Morgan Bernard. Cross-court pass, pull-up jumper, no good. Hey, and, well, you guys guessed it, another offensive rebound. Vincent looks inside as she was trying to find Painter. and had it knocked away. My apologies, that was Griner underneath. Raider fans thought that was off of North Country, but, my goodness, Mount Abe. Same colors, wrong team. And that one, a baseline jumper for Peyton Vincent. And that's 2 more.
U-32 breaks the press.
Looking for it now is Long. Inside to Parker. That one tipped away.
Still Raiders ball.
And I think Paige Parker is just really trying to find her early going rhythm. It's hard for a freshman to come in at such a young age and very few games under her belt to really feel that confidence yet.
Certainly takes time. I remember coming into sports being at a young age, trying to figure it out with kids even up to 4 years older than you. It definitely takes time to get your stride and gain that confidence to play to your full potential.
Really does. 1:32 left here in the second quarter. 32-16. North Country Mount Abe with the lead and the basketball.
Mount Abe's just trying to tire U-32 out there. They know they're in the zone and the shifting zone, and all they're doing is just passing it back and forth there, making them run around and tiring them out.
Wilson, runner won't go. Richardson, offensive rebound. Put back, that won't go. Diving on the floor, bodies hit the deck. And jump ball will give possession to Mount Abe.
As a player that liked diving on the ground for loose balls, I like to see Wilson out there.
Well, you and me both.
Doing that and
yeah.
Working hard, trying to get every ball she can. It's good to see a player with grit like that.
You and I both loved the hustle side of things, so love to see players give their all on every single play.
Certainly.
Under a minute now. Little hook shot and whistle and a foul. As Griner will head to the free throw line. And that's going to come back against Richardson for her second personal. Team's 7th. So it will be 1-1 for the rest of the way. First shot, no good. Second shot up and back rimmed. So Raiders will come away with it. Parker, retreat dribble, looks for an option, skip pass. Flynn lets it go. That one no good. Richardson offensive rebound. Parker now. Top of the key looking for an option as Wilson catches in the far corner. 34 seconds to play. Willow Long. Flynn now. Parker. Playing hot potato around the key are the Raiders. Wilson gets it with 23 seconds. Nearly had it taken away. Gets it back. Whistle and a foul. And she'll head to the charity stripe. And it may not have been perfectly pretty, but hey, a chance to shoot 2 freebies, and especially if it's Clara Wilson heading to the free throw line, Danielle LaPearl and this U-32 Raiders team has got to be content. A 1-1, first shot, buries it. Good looking shot there from Clara Wilson. Talked about her pregame. And we know that she certainly has some very good basketball talent to bring to this Raiders team.
Certainly, she capitalizes on the 2 from the line. Wow, the U-32 bench very unhappy with a potentially missed travel call there.
Danielle LaPearl certainly thought there was a travel and wanted to let the official know. But U-32 gets it back nonetheless. 8 seconds here in the first half. Raiders going to look to push it. On the floor, nearly had it taken away. Parker at the buzzer, no, put back. It's good if it goes, and it doesn't. My goodness, it looked like it was going to drop. But Richardson robbed of 2 points at the buzzer. So the final score of the first half, 32 for Mount Abe and 18 for the U-32 Raiders. Don't go back. We'll break down the first half, and we'll have second half action when we come back. Noel McLean, Charlie Haynes rocking with you on CVTSports.net Radio Network.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel. This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Mark and I worked at Berrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barry has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills. We actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in South Barry, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you are on the road, Maplewood is the place to go. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Welcome back to U-32 High School here as we are about 2 minutes away from second half action between the U-32 Raiders and the Mount Abe Union Eagles. And for those of you who are just joining us, the story 32 for Mount Abe, 18 for the U-32 Raiders, and that is led by MJ for short, or the full name, Maya Jensen, the captain, the senior guard, with a whopping 14 of her team's 32. And something tells me, Charlie, that her night is just only beginning.
Certainly. I don't think we can count the Raiders out yet, but with Jensen on the other team, it's certainly going to be an uphill battle. So the Raiders will have to come out strong here and have a big run, I think, to get themselves back in this, but certainly can't count them out yet.
Certainly can't. We talked about it early in the first half, and we'll say it again. It's never over till it's over, and there's 4 quarters of basketball for a reason. As we near the start of the second half, U-32 is still not out of that locker room just yet. But
try and make those last-minute adjustments to
yeah,
hopefully come out and have a different outcome. Here they come out, and about 20 seconds till we start.
Head coach Danielle LaPearl hopefully coaching up her team at halftime, trying to encourage them and just make some adjustments, as you mentioned. And we are trying to, or rather we will see what this second half brings. And always want to give out credit where credit is due. I want to give a shout out to Kathy Topping down there at the scores table, seated at her very, very regular spot. And she may have left U-32 as a teacher, but she didn't leave the basketball gym, and she will never leave the hearts and minds of many, many, many students, teachers, everyone. So shout out to Kathy Topping for doing her thing.
As a player, nothing better than checking into the game and getting a little pep talk from Kathy at the table.
Amen to that. The Raiders will start with possession. As this one knocked away. And who else to start this off but Maya Jensen?
Make it 16 for her on the night now.
And Raiders nearly had it taken away. As now breaking the full court press is Petrell. Richardson in the corner in some trouble. Dishes it off to Wilson. Now over to Flynn. Flynn has it taken away, and the Raiders are on the defensive end already. So here comes Mount Abe, looking to add to their lead.
That could have been dangerous, leaving Jensen open, that wide open on the perimeter.
I was surprised she didn't shoot it.
I was as well.
Jensen skip pass across. Now coming up top. And getting it right there is Guile. Jensen with it now.
Slow to get to Jensen there again on the perimeter. I have to imagine she's going to start to take advantage of that pretty soon.
And it looks like Mount Abe is kind of just trying to waste some time here.
Really look for their shot, which at this point in the game I think is pretty smart.
No point in toying with your lead as Flynn comes away with the rebound off the miss. Dishes it off to Wilson. Pull-up jumper, that one just off the mark. Beauregard, who's going to step out of bounds. But Beauregard, who's back into this game with 3 fouls, to keep that in mind is something that's going to be very important. But back into this game early.
Definitely affects how she can play from here on out. Definitely has to be conservative and not get that 4th or 5th foul.
Jensen lets it fly this time, and that one will not go. And speaking of Beauregard, she comes away with the rebound. Petrell, no help, all by herself, nearly lost it. Jensen guarding her. But U-32 able to get it over the timeline.
They look to set up their play. Wilson on a drive. Beauregard was in there fighting for the rebound but couldn't quite secure it.
Mount Abe now on the attack. Petrell nearly took it away. Jensen now will slow it down and reset the offense.
U-32 is going to have to get up in those passing lanes and get a steal here. They can't let them kill all that time.
And once again, diving on the floor and drawing the contact, Clara Wilson.
Love to see the hustle from that young player.
I tell you what, Charlie, no matter what the outcome or the score of this game is tonight, Clara Wilson can go to bed with her head held very high. She has just played her heart out so far. Breaking the press now. Beauregard to Richardson. This is automatic, and was there ever even a doubt?
Anytime Richardson gets in the ball in the short corner, you know it's more than likely going in the hoop.
That's now 10 for Richardson on the evening. Jensen responds, no, she cannot. Now up ahead to Parker. Paige Parker, the freshman, getting some early minutes in the second half.
Looks like U-32 will pull it out and try to set it up.
Wilson will run the point guard position for the time being. Beauregard posts up, but no option there. Wilson thought about it, didn't like it. Dribble at, sends Parker backdoor. Petrella over to Richardson. Entry pass, looked like some contact inside, but there was also a hand on it, and the Raiders turn it over. Jensen on the right side now. Skip pass across. Once again, that very slow offensive set.
Taking advantage of U-32's zone. They're just playing back and not filling those lanes, allowing them to pass it around and burn clock, which at this point is exactly the game plan, Noah.
And look out, Kara Richardson comes away with a steal there.
The Raiders need to do more of that if they want to get possessions.
Parker's three-pointer, no good. Ball on the deck, and this time Natalie Beauregard dives on the floor. And it will be Mount A basketball, but once again, there's been a couple sequences here where the U-32 Raiders have just been all over and really just trying to do their best to win every possession, as that one knocked out of bounds, last touch by U-32.
Good job to get a hand in there and tip that one away.
34-20. 3:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Dish off inside, that one up, and no good.
Wilson pulling down the rebound.
Richardson up ahead, doesn't have an option. Wilson, free throw line, no good. And Beauregard tried to save it, but stepped out of bounds before she could do so.
A little bit of a different look of pressure here for the Raiders than what they were running in the first half. We'll see how that works for them. It appears Mount Abe has no problem breaking it down as they get into their set.
Seeing U-32, I think the best way to describe it from at least what we would call it is kind of that junk full court defense. Kind of just throw it in and try and mix you up, see if you can just stir things up, not necessarily to get a steal, but just see if you can confuse them. And nice work there by Kara Richardson. She stayed under composure, now goes coast to coast, dishes it off. Wilson, her shot off the rim, no good. Still loose under there. Richardson gets it, back up, and she's fouled. And Kara Richardson on the defensive end is where it started, Charlie. I want to go back to that last play on the defensive side, because she walled up her defender, and right there, she doesn't foul. She gets the defensive rebound, goes coast to coast. She looks to give an assist. When that doesn't go, gets her own rebound, and then now earns an opportunity to go to the free throw line and knocks down the first of two.
Excellent defense, and it gives herself a chance for two from the line.
Second shot on the way from Richardson, and it's good. Richardson continues her very productive night. Tipped away, Petrella dives on the floor, but it's going to roll out of bounds. Raiders nearly came away with another one. And Charlie, even though this game felt like it was, really almost out of reach for the Raiders, it's only a 12-point ball game.
Certainly, and in high school basketball, 12 points isn't a very big lead. A few well-timed shots and big defensive stops, and it's a Raiders lead.
And that one knocked away will stay with U-32. Looked like on that last one that it hit the wire down here on that three-point shot from Jensen. The whole thing was shaken, but
I saw that too, but apparently they don't believe it was out and let them continue on playing.
well, like I always say, that's why the officials are down there and I'm up here. Richardson is going to try that one, and Kara Richardson has put this U-32 Raiders team on her back, and she now cuts the lead to 10.
Richardson's doing an excellent job getting rebounds, offense and defense, as well as scoring points and getting stops. Doing it all for the Raiders tonight.
14 points, multiple rebounds, as put back on the other end for the first time in a while for any kind of scoring. That was Louisa Painter adding to her total. And the Raiders give it up on the other end.
Not quite sure what Wilson was doing there, if she was looking to pass or trying to shoot, but that one went flying off the backboard there.
Eagles now in their offensive set. Painter tries another. She buries it. And that's a punch in the mouth for U-32 because you had it down to 10. And then all of a sudden, Painter with an offensive rebound, a putback, and a wide open three for 5 consecutive points unanswered.
Those second chances just keep killing the Raiders.
Looking to get it in. Beauregard catches. Driving inside, retreat dribble, smart there from Beauregard. Doesn't want to risk a foul. Wilson didn't realize she had that much space. Step through, no good.
If she had known that she was that open, it would have been a one-step dribble up. It should have been an easy 2 points for the Raiders.
Just unlucky there for Wilson. Really just spatial awareness wasn't there on that play.
The young player, that stuff will come with time.
Absolutely, Charlie. Once that confidence gets a little more high, we will see Wilson knock that down probably 9 times out of 10. As that one long, no good. As Willow Long will come away with that one. 35 seconds left in the third. Long over to Richardson, baseline extended. Drives inside with the right hand, kicks it out to Petrella. Petrella didn't like the option, so gives it to Richardson. She's going to try another. That one no good. Offensive rebound, though, for Beauregard. Wilson back to Beauregard inside, and a lot of contact inside.
A lot of contact, certainly.
Her sister down there, Elena Beauregard, threw up her hands like, hey.
Elena was certainly known to fight through some contact.
Yes, she was.
As well. I think it runs in the blood.
The Beauregard family is a hard-nosed family, I'll say that.
Certainly. Wilson takes a fall, but she appears okay as she gets to her defensive position.
2 to shoot. Good if it goes, and it will! Was there ever a doubt? Maya Jensen at the buzzer. Just when you thought she might have gone quiet for the night, she adds to her total. And 42-24, the Mount Abe lead as we head to the fourth quarter. So we'll be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere on the CVTsport.net network. Welcome back, everybody, as we are here in fourth quarter action, U-32. I'm Noah McLean, rocking with Charlie Haynes tonight as we have girls basketball here in Central Vermont. And the story, 42 for Mount Abe, 24 for U-32.
And Mount Abe's total is 3 points higher after quite the buzzer beater. to end the third quarter for 3.
And Jensen wanted to put the icing on the cake.
And bring her total to 17 points on the night.
Very productive night for her. And right now, Raiders will start with possession. Shot up and just got robbed.
Rattled around, but just couldn't quite fall.
Richardson gets it back, though. On the far side now, it's Borgard. She looks over and taken away by Jensen. Jensen has just been swarming all over the court on both sides. So here comes Mount Abe now. Pump fake on the far side from Painter. Jensen catches. Doesn't like the option, so she'll skip it to Parker. Back up top.
They'll continue just to pass it around the arc, maybe look inside, but just try to burn that clock down and don't harm their lead.
Jensen swings it over. Looking for an option are the Eagles. 42-24 with 6:35 left to go here. U-32 going to have to start being more aggressive as that whistle will blow it dead. A foul against the Raiders. That will come back here against Willow Long. That's her second. Team second as well. Not a lot of fouls here. Only 4 combined in the second half. Pass outside for Painter. Skip pass across. It's Vincent. Peyton Vincent catches. No good there. And now over to MJ. I think we're just going to stick with that nickname. What do you think, Chuck?
I think it's pretty fitting.
I think she's earned it considering 17 points on the night.
It's fun to watch her tonight, but I think it'll be really fun to watch her as the season progresses and she just continues to tune it in.
Long 3-ball from Painter, no good as that one's tipped around and Painter comes away with it. And now she draws the contact too.
Way to follow her shot there and grab her own rebound, give her team a second chance.
I mean, unbelievable as just hard-nosed basketball here, and this is really pretty self-explanatory as to why the score is what it is, Charlie. 42-24 for those of you just joining us. Again, we'd like to say a big shout-out to all of you who chose to spend your Thursday night rocking with us, as that one is going to be an offensive foul. And what a take there by Clara Wilson. Stepped in and set her feet and draws the charge. What a wonderful play there for Clara Wilson.
I thought we were going to be seeing Jensen looking to score her 20th point of the night, but she just came in just a little too aggressive and drew the offensive foul.
Flynn now. Cross-court pass. Beauregard up. No good. That one tipped away, and it'll stay with the Raiders.
Tough look there with a little bit of contact. Maybe she was looking for a call, but she didn't get one. Raiders will set it up before across the baseline now.
5:35 left to go. Now back over into the far side. Thought about it, did Painter. Now goes through, kiss off the glass, you got it. As Painter continues to add to her totals and extends the lead. Look out, MJ with a steal. She's just going to slow it down with 5:15 and her team leading by, well, probably too many for the Raiders to come back for now, Charlie.
Certainly. We talked about never counting a team out, so I won't completely count them out, but as minutes tick down, it definitely looks harder and harder for the Raiders to make it happen.
And timeout called by U-32. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment here. This story, 44 for Mount Abe, 24 for the Raiders. 4:57 remaining when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to U-32 High School. Noah McLean and Charlie Haynes rocking with you courtside here. 44-24, Mount Abe over the Raiders. Clara Wilson with the basketball on the right side. She looks to set up the offense here in the fourth quarter. Dishes it off to Flynn. Three ball on the way, and that one a little too strong. Maybe a little bit too much time in the weight room there.
I assume the Raiders' approach here is just going to be make it happen fast, because if they can't score a bunch of points here fast, they're going to be out of it. So,
and it's going to have to be quick here, as now the Raiders will dig in on the defensive side.
Mount Abe will just continue to tick minutes off the clock, but the clock will stop here with a foul. Coming back to Parker, her first on the night.
Paige Parker whistled for the foul there. As now U-32 will try and dig in on the defensive side. And hitting the deck was MJ, but she will
draw the foul.
So it will be Mount Abe underneath their own basket here. As that one knocked away, and it will head to U-32 side. So U-32 will take possession back over with 4:16 remaining in the ballgame.
Even with their lead, Mount Abe is still not letting up, still giving the Raiders their full court pressure. But U-32 seems to have no problem breaking it down and looks to set it up on their side. Bogard with the ball, swings it to Wilson in the short corner. Looks but has nothing, pulls it back out. Swings it to Richardson. She looks for the three, just a little short, and Mount Abe comes up with the rebound.
And hey, Chuck, are you a natural at this thing or what, man? I might have to have you back a couple times. Again, if you haven't been listening, or if you just tuned in, or even if you have, I'll give credit where credit is due. A big shout out to my partner in crime, my host with the most, Charlie Haynes, rocking with me here. I always appreciate new guests, new voices, and very talented voices at that, dare I say, for Charlie Haynes. We won't let his ego get too high. We'll stop it there, but in all seriousness, thank you, Charlie. As 5 seconds, or rather 3 seconds in the paint, turns it over.
Mount Abe's still showing that full court press. They just do not want to let up. And hey, I have to say, I like that kind of basketball. Don't play till the last whistle regardless of the score.
Amen. And now you see here, Jensen driving inside. She's up and finishes through the contact.
Ooh, a lot of contact. Surprised they didn't bowl that for an and one.
Very great move there.
And I bet she wishes it had too, because she could have been looking at her 20th point on the night, which is a pretty cool achievement.
I'd say that's a decent night, as a whistle and a timeout is called on that one, as 46-24 with 3:07. We'll keep it right here. We'll talk basketball here. Again, Noah McLean and Charlie Haynes rocking courtside. Again, thank you, everyone, for choosing to spend your Thursday evening. And, you know, Charlie, we talked about the fact that this was going to be a ball game that was going to be difficult for the Raiders. Again, it was, you know, just this is a team that, again, won the Division II state championship last year, returned a lot of players, including the two senior guards, Lucy Parker, a captain, and Maya Jensen, who has just been a walking highlight reel, Charlie, tonight. I mean, what have you seen, though? Let's look on the positive side of things for the Raiders. What have you seen that the Raiders can take away from tonight's performance?
I've seen a great performance from a number of players up and down their lineup. But I've seen a lot of hustle out of players and a lot of willingness to fight for rebounds, and that comes up big in those close games when you just need that extra rebounder to grab that extra loose ball. That'll pay off big in big games down the road. And certainly an exciting night from Kara Richardson, leading the team in scoring, and I'd have to guess she's leading the team in rebounds too.
I would say so. So with 3:07 after the timeout, we're back to basketball. Skip cross and pass. This time it's into the hands of Gullamet. Piper Gullamet into the corner now for Bernard. And that one out of bounds. Last touched by the Eagles. Will send it to the Raiders. Still in that full court press here, despite the only through about 3 minutes remaining, as Richardson now looks over to Beauregard on the far side. Off to Richardson again. She kisses it off the glass for 2 more. And Charlie, we just talked about her. There's 2 more to her totals.
Unfortunately, at this point in the game, it's not going to affect the end result, but still a very strong performance and fun to watch.
Floater in the lane, that's good. A smooth floater right there, and there was no doubt about it. As the Eagles continue to extend their lead, Petrella crosses the half-court line. Thought she might have pulled the pivot foot, did the Eagles bench, and timeout is called and timeout is given to U-32 with 2:17. And, you know, why not keep it here? We'll keep talking about it. But, Chuck, what are you seeing right now?
I think another bright spot for the Raiders is their ability to handle that full-court pressure. They're able to break it well with the pass and not put the ball on the ground and risk a turnover. They're having times they're doing a very good job of breaking that press, and that's also a good thing that will help them later in the season.
Absolutely right. And we'd like to, once again, we always love to give out many shout-outs to everyone listening back at home, but I'd like to give a special shout-out to Nick Notarangelo, one of the Mountaineers players that I broadcast for in the summer. Nick, thank you for tuning in. We'd love to say maybe get a few more of the boys on here, but right now I guess we'll leave it at one. And Connor DeRosia also listening at home. Thank you, Connor, for tuning in as the Raiders turn it over off the timeout. Drive inside, and Painter just a little too strong. Offensive rebound, though, down to LaRoque, my apologies.
Mount Abe will pull it back out and just try to set it up, swing it around, and burn some clock as we are under 2 minutes to play.
And as Chuck Haynes mentioned there, under the 2-minute mark, floater won't go. Rebound Richardson, and the Raiders will come away with it.
Looks like U-32 will look to push the pace here.
As a newly checked in Raider is Yolanda Bonsa. And she draws the contact on the shot. So she will be headed to the free throw line for 2 freebies. And this is somebody that we call a swing player. She plays sometime on the JV as well as sometime on the varsity side. Love that free throw routine. So smooth out there. A couple of spins around the back. Eyes it. Shoots it. And hey, if it ain't broke, never fix it. That's what I always love to say as she knocks that one down.
Definitely unique. Catches your eye out there, and it looks pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool. I got to say, my 3 dribble routine back when I played 20 years ago looks pretty pathetic next to that one.
Well, that's all I did. And it worked some of the time for me. Can't say I was the highest percentage from the line, but it worked every once in a while.
Every once in a while it worked out for us. Stop and pop. That one misses everything. Offensive rebound, though, that's been the story tonight for the Eagles, as that one missing everything again and pulled away finally for the Raiders by Natalie Beauregard. Beauregard dishes it off. Long three-pointer. That one no good by Bonsa. And a whistle and a jump ball.
Beauregard diving to the floor again for a loose ball, and it ends up with a jump ball. Unfortunately, this one's going to be going to the Eagles, but next time around it'll be coming our way. So
I really just think that this speaks tremendous value to what, you know, these Raiders pride themselves, despite the score being what it is, in under a minute, still doing everything they can. As Eagles driving inside, that one right-handed layup for 2 more. And once again, Louisa Painter adding to her totals.
as you said, it's one thing to dive on the ball on the ground for a ball in a close game in the first half, but in a game with this much of a deficit in the closing minute, and you're still diving on the ground, that's a player with some grit and heart that wants to play hard no matter what the situation is.
Beauregard offensive rebound, 2 more. You talk about that, continuing to fight no matter what the story is. She adds to her totals. 16 seconds remaining in this one. And it will be a loss for the Raiders, but nonetheless, again, you just got to, as a coach and as a team, you got to take what you can get, look on the positive side of things. But to this visiting Mount Abe team, this is just a very well-rounded win. This is a team, a force to be reckoned with are the Mount Abe Eagles.
A team I definitely think has potential to make it to the odd this season.
I would say so, as the final whistle and buzzer is sounded. The final score from U-32, 50 for the Mount Abe Eagles and 29 for the U-32 Raiders. So we'd like to thank everyone one last time for tuning in. And again, thank you to my partner in crime tonight, Charlie Haynes. I'm Noel McLean. Courtside, we'll see you all next time. Good night. Stay safe. Stay dry. We'll see you later.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!